Mm, mm, mm. I got a pot roast for y'all today. Slow cooked in a slow cooker for 6 hours. Come on, stick around and peep how I did it. Okay, so first we're gonna season the roast. I'm gonna use onion powder, granulated garlic, beef bouillon, salt, and a little Cajun Creole seasoning. Now we're gonna season this liberally because this roast is rather thick. And we're gonna season both sides. And when we're done seasoning, we're just gonna press the seasonings into the meat. Into a hot pan, we're gonna add grapeseed oil, just enough to coat the bottom of the pan. And once we've done that, we're gonna add the roast and sear this bad boy on both sides. Now that we have our roast seared, we're gonna add it to the crock pot. So now back to our pan. We're gonna add a little bit more grapeseed oil. We're gonna leave the brown bits on the bottom of the pan in there. That's from the roast. And we're gonna add our vegetables. I diced some green bell peppers, but I left the onions julienne style. And we're just gonna mix that around, saute them. And as we saute the onions, it's gonna sweat, it's gonna start to caramelize, and it's gonna get all that brown stuff off the bottom of the pan. And as you can see, it's now gone. And once the onions start to soften, we're gonna add 3 cloves of minced garlic. And once the onions have somewhat caramelized, we're gonna add 1 cup of water. Now this is all the water that I'm gonna use for this pot roast. And to this, I'm gonna add some fresh chopped sage and fresh chopped basil. Now I'm gonna add 1 packet of Lipton beefy onion mix. Now give that a stir. And then we're gonna add 2 bay leaves. So now we're just gonna give this a little salt, because over time Once the roast releases its natural juices and whatnot, this is gonna be the base of that sauce. And once we've added that to the crock pot, we're gonna put the top on and set it for 6 hours. And every couple hours or so, just check on it, stir it, base your roast. And as I told you, you can see that this roast created its own juices. And now the 6 hours are up, the roast is done, it's nice and tender, it's time to pull it apart and serve it. Now you can put this on top of some rice, match it with some white beans, or you can match it with some mashed potatoes, or you can make a roast beef po' boy, you heard me? This roast is so juicy, so tender. One thing about it though, you can't be hungry when you start cooking this because you're gonna be starving by the time it's done. Hey, but that's how I roll. I like to cook nice and slow. Don't that look good? Alright, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.